Hello, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm just trying to get my camera straight. I just don't like this. Oh well. Thanks for joining me tonight. We're going to be playing with the Under the Moon stamp set. And the reason I do not have any samples is because I have been working on my dining room trying to get it ready for my furniture delivery on Saturday, and it took me all day long. So I figured let's just go on the fly and see what we can create and go from there. All right. So this stamp set, as you can see, it's just, you would just stamp with it. So coming up with ideas could be a little difficult at times. So I am going to show you a monochromatic card that you can make, and of course you could use any color. So I'm going to start with 8.5 by 5.5, and let's score it at 4 1/4. So that's our basic card base. All right. Oh, we got our basic card base. How is everybody? Good, I hope. And I am going to do it in Petunia Pop. How crazy is that? But like I said, it is a stamp set. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Karen. Hey, Do. That you have to just stamp with. And before we get started, I just want to let you know that there's a starter kit special. You don't have to do what I do. You can just take advantage of the discounts on your supplies. But for the $99 for the month of October, you'll get $155 worth of product. So if there are things that you need or you want to get, it's a good opportunity. All right. So we're going to use Petunia Pop and the Petunia Pop ribbon. All right. So let's see. So what are we going to do? We have our card base. And then, of course, I'm going to layer it up with a matte layer of Petunia Pop. And what is this measure? It should be 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 piece of basic white. Hey, Kathy. Very good. I'm glad everything's well in Minnesota. Same in Pennsylvania. Just been busy. So that's why I don't have any samples. We're just going to stamp and see what happens, okay? So, like I said, here's the stamps. I am going to grab this moon right here. I want the moon to be huge in the background, okay? And depending on where you want this bottom piece is how you're going to stamp, okay? And then we have some clouds. I'm going to actually grab this cloud here, and it's this one, okay? Here's a solid one, but then here's one that's going to be a little darker and lighter. And let's just put that on this block. And then, of course, we're going to use the water. All right, so here's the water. We'll use that on this rectangle block. And then, of course, we have some dolphins. So let's grab, there's actually a single dolphin and a double dolphin, and I grabbed the double. So let me just grab a little block so we can have everything all ready. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm sorry if you hear the fan in the background, but It is a little warm in here tonight, and I have been sweating my butt off. I was cleaning carpets and moving furniture. It was just a very busy day. All right, so we have our petunia pop, and before I start stamping with it, yes, it is, right, Kathy? I am just going to pull some of the ink out of the way so it's not so goopy. All right, so we just want to get some of that out of the way. And I think what I'll do is I will start with where we're going to put the water. So here's the water, and I'm going to have the smallest section of the water towards the bottom. All right, so let's just ink this up. I don't want to, there we go. And I think what I'll do, we don't have any sentiments with this stamp set, so I'll put it, and I want to stand up so I make sure that I get the water on here at least partially straight. And we're going to stamp it just about there. All right, so there's our water. And while I'm thinking about it, let me just see if I can find a sentiment quick. All right, let's use this one. May all your wishes come true. All right, so I grabbed from Unbounded Love, May all your wishes come true. Let me just grab another block. And I'm going to ink it up again with Petunia Pop. And I'm going to put it down here in the corner. Let's just make sure that's inked up good. All right. Now we have our moon. Now, my moon, I want it below the water line. So let me just grab a Post-it, okay? And I'm going to take the Post-it and I'm going to line it up right at that water line. And we are going to ink up our moon. And I'm going to stamp it, but I'm going to stamp a little bit onto the Post-it note so it looks like it's coming up out of the water. And I want to get it in here so it is. All right. So then when we take this off, it's coming out from the water. So let's grab those dolphins. I love dolphins. My bathroom is full of dolphins. And I am going to ink them up. And we're going to stamp them right about there. All right. And then we have our cloud. I'm going to just see what it, okay, that looks okay. We're just going to put this cloud right up here in the corner. All right, so there is our images all stamped, quick birthday card. And I'm going to grab our ribbon, and it's the Petunia Pop ribbon. And instead of tying a bow, let's just cut this. Instead of tying a bow, I'm going to tie a knot. All right. So we're just going to loop it around. Oh, and sorry about my nails. I've been working so hard. I don't want to get my nails done until everything is finished. I've been painting and doing carpets, and I just don't want my, I just didn't want to get them done and have them be ruined right away. So I'm waiting until my furniture is delivered and then I'll get my nails done. All right, so I know that looks messy, but we're just going to tighten up that knot. Let's just cut that at an angle. Cut this at an angle. I think I'm going to cut this a little shorter. All right. So we have a knot instead of a bow. It is a pretty color, Hundo. And then what we're going to do is, because of the ribbon in the back, I'm going to pop this layer up onto the card. So let's just get some dimensionals on here. We don't want it to sag in the middle. All right. Whoops. I just dropped them on the floor. So let's pull in our card base and our matte layer. So let's just get these off. You know, sometimes when you get a stamp set, you just have no idea what you're going to use it for. And that's how I felt at first with this one. But then thinking about it, I figured let's just make a scene, right? So let's mat this on here. Just like that. Grab our card base and our glue. Hopefully this is the right glue. Doesn't feel like it is. Oh, maybe it is. Let's get this on the front of the card. Ah, she's going to have so much fun tomorrow. All right, so now, like I said, you can do this in any color. Whatever your favorite color is, or if whoever your recipient, if they have a favorite color, you can do it all monochromatic. So let's get the inside. We're going to start with, I think this is 5 1/4 by 4. Yep. And then 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And we are going to just grab our petunia pop again. We're going to just stamp this water. Don't mind my head. On the bottom. Let's grab those dolphin. And we'll have them coming in off the side. Let's grab our seal. So this is a quick and easy card. Just a lot of stamping, but nothing that anybody can't do, right? Sometimes we get carried away with all our die cuts and all our layers, and sometimes just a, oh, look what I did. Oh, well. Stamped card. It's on my fingers. Yep. Sometimes a stamped card is all you need. Let me see if I can get this off so I don't ruin the next card. I wasn't even looking, and I put my fingers in the ink. All right, so there is, like I said, your card, and you can do it in any color. All right, so why don't we do it and step it up a little bit? Let's pull that scoreboard back in, and I'm again going to start with an 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 basic white base. Scored at 4 1/4. All right. we're going to get rid of our petunia pop. We're not going to use that anymore, so let me just put it away. And I want... all right, so there's our card base. Now this time we are going to layer it up. Let's see if I have the right layers here. Oh, I have an extra layer. Why do I have an extra layer? I cut an extra piece. Oh well. All right, so this time I grabbed some Pretty Peacock. All right, and this is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then I'm going to layer it up with a piece of basic white, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have a 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and this is going to be for our stamped image. All right, and we are going to start with Lost Lagoon. Let me just grab my scrubber here, see if I can get this clean. We don't want to mix our petunia pop. That looks good. All right, now again, looking at our stamp, we're going to have the smallest part towards the bottom of our stamp. And I am again going to grab that spoon. Thank you, Margaret. And this is Lost Lagoon. I am going to pull that ink down. All right. I don't want it too inky. And for this one, let's get our mat. So we get nice. Actually put it underneath. All right. So you know it's there. So again, we're going to have our moon. And that'll go right about here. So we want our water to be around here. But what we're going to do is we're going to ink up just half and stamp. And then bring it out a little further. Out a little further. And out a little further. All right. And then I'm going to ink up the other side. And we're going to do the same thing. Just adding a little bit more water each time we come down. Okay. I'm going to grab my scrubber again. And that was Lost Lagoon. Next, I'm going to take Pool Party. And I am going to ink up, and I'm going to go across. It's too dark. Too dark. Let me grab, that's why I made this other piece. See that? Let me just check to make sure it's the right size. That's why I cut the second piece. So let's get rid of this ink. I thought my Pool Party would not be so gooey. I was wrong. I must have just re-inked it. All right, so let's go back to our Lost Lagoon. So we're going to, sorry about that, guys. Just want to add this. I'm trying to make it so, You know, if you have light shining on the water, it starts out wide at the top and then slowly comes down to a V, right? Let's just do that one again. There we go. So we want it to be like a little V in there. Let's clean this off. And just to be on the safe side, I am going to ink this up. Let's just check it this time. Okay. So let's just... We're just adding a bit of color. All right. And then you'll see the contrast when we do our pretty peacock. I'm just going to move that down a little bit. Just going to get this little spot there. All right, now from the other side, and now it looks crazy, doesn't it? I'm going to keep my grab that piece of Post-it note, and we are going to add that to the top again, because we want to do that moon. All right, but this time we are going to grab some smoky slate. And I want to just check to see. I'm going to use the same moon. I just want to check to see. That's too dark. So let's move this down. Whoops. Make sure I don't have ink on my fingers. And let's ink up our moon. Just want to check to see. All right. Let me see. Do we have something lighter? No. All right. So let's grab our moon, ink it up. And again, we are going to stamp it on our front. And I'm going to grab some balmy blue. And I'm going to clean this off a little bit. So this card is just a little bit more involved. And I'm just going to add some balmy blue in here. All right. And we're going to take this same, let's see, let's see how big this is. All right, so we're going to take this same Post-it note, and I want to make sure I have some of the sticky on it, and we're going to punch it with our 2 3/8 inch punch, and I think this will be the right size. Nope, too big. All right, let's grab another Post-it, and we'll do it in 2 inches. 2 3/8 is just a little too big, so let's try the 2 inch. Whoops. All right, here's my 2 inch. I want to cover that moon. That's what I'm looking to do. All right. So again, we want to get this in here, and we want to have some of the sticky part for our circle. And it didn't really, I'm going to do it differently because that did not work out very well. Let's just use this. Oh, I guess I gotta, my punch is a little off. Guess it's time to sharpen it a little bit, right? All right, so I am just going to use a tab of seal, and it's still too small. Dang. See what happens? Where's that moon? Here it is. Let's just do this. This is the easiest way to do it. If at first you don't succeed, right? So let's grab some scissors. And we're just going to fussy cut a circle. I want to cover the moon because I want to blend some color on the background. We got to get that sky blended. We don't want a white, you know, we don't want it white. So I'm just fussy cutting around. I stamped the moon and fussy cut, right? That's the best way to do it. I probably have to get another piece of. So now I'm going to just add a bit of seal to the center, and we're going to cover up this moon. I should have done that in the beginning, right? And let's grab a blending brush. Do I have a blue one here? Wow, I don't have a blue blending brush. There's purple. All right, well, we'll use this one. So I'm going to use the same colors we used for the water. We're going to start with some balmy blue. And I just want to, and I'm going to use this since I ruined it. We want to just come around that moon with a light bit of color. All right. And then I'm going to grab some Lost Lagoon. I'm going to come around the outside. I'm going to just leave a narrow strip around that moon so I can come back with that balmy blue. I'm just going to layer this up. I want it to be a little bit darker, right? We got that water there, so we need to have this a little bit dark. And I'm going to grab some Pretty Peacock. And we're going to get these edges. Blend that out. Get that color on there so it's dark around the edges. I want to make sure that moon stays in place. I'm going to go over that water a little bit so it looks like it is together, right? So let's get rid of, thanks, Stu. Let's go back to our Lost Lagoon. We're just going to add that, blend that Pretty Peacock a little bit. And then we'll go to our balmy blue. Let's just get that color in there and see what it looks like when we take it off. All right, so there's our moon. Now we're going to take what we have on our blender and we're just going to, and I'm going to add a little bit more. There's a little piece of glue there. Let me get my eraser. There's that seal. There we go. That's just, we want to just dull that moon down just a little bit, not much. All right. Let's close up our ink. And let's see where we go from here. All right, let's grab, instead of doing the double dolphins, where's my stamp set? Here it is. Let's grab the single dolphin this time. And we'll grab that little block. And I'm going to pull out my memento. And we'll put my, let's see, my gel pen is in the other room. Let's see if I have one in here. Oh, that's a chalk writer. We don't want that. I meant to bring it in and I forgot. All right, let's use this. I have a paint pen. Got to get it started. It's one of those that you have to press down. Up there it goes. All right. Now we're going to just put some lines. We want to brighten this up a little bit. Oops, didn't want to do that. All right. And then we'll just add some stars in the sky. And now we can pull in our card base and our layers. Right, here we go. Here's the new glue. So let's just layer this up. So we have our basic white on our pretty peacock. And then that finished layer is going to go on our basic white card base. Come on, stinker. Must have hit a snag. Where's my pokey tool? Here it is. There we go. All right, so we're going to layer this on the front of the card. And then take our layer, grab my seal, and add that to the front of the card. All right. Yeah, the markers you gave me, I have inside in the living room too. I meant to bring them in and I forgot. All right, so let's see what we're going to do for the inside. I think for the inside, what I'm going to do is grab those clouds, and I'm going to grab some Lost Lagoon. And add some clouds to the top. We're going to keep with the Lost Lagoon. Let's add some water to the bottom. And this time, we're going to do our dolphin in Lost Lagoon too. So let's just flip this over. Whoops. All right, so if you wanted to, you could make the sky even darker around the edges. But there we go. So here are 2 different cards made with the same stamp set. And you could just go wild. I mean, I could probably, if I took my time and really worked on this, I probably could have gotten it even better. All right. But we're just doing it on the fly. So here's some ideas that you can use. I'll put them on my blog tomorrow. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And don't forget about Stampin' Up. What's the name of this stamp set with the moon? It is called Under the Moon. And I bought it because of the dolphins. That's really why I bought that stamp set. Not knowing what I was going to do with it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks for joining me. Did you see it, Karen? There you go. Under the Moon. So have a great night, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye. You're welcome.